Oh, good morning, guys. How y'all doing today? Yes, I'm back home. I have not posted nearly as much stuff as I would have liked to because I've been busy with other stuff. Football is now going full bore. In fact, this afternoon I have ball games I have to do. But this morning, Hogworks, yeah, that's your light, and you can see those bottom rings are out. So, yeah, let's I'll reach out to them and see if we can do something. If not, we'll replace it with a set of custom dynamics. So this morning I need to run to Menards. I gotta put some lubrication on that later. I'll probably just use some of the jack lube for the RV. So this morning I need to run to Menards. Ooh, I wish I would have brought a grant jacket. It's a little nippy this morning, but this morning I need to run to Menards and get some carburetor cleaner. I'm going to pick up a roll of, if they've got any left, that rescue tape. Like I tried to fix that coolant line on my 6.0 with, and it helped, but it wasn't a long-term fix. But they must have just sealed the driveway, and it helped, but it's not a long-term fix. But what I noticed was on the way back, I had some drippies coming off of the clutch cable, and it felt really thick, like gear oil. And I checked all three holes. The oil was right on. The primary was close enough. I didn't have it on the lift or on the in the chock. I just had it. I just had it on a side stand, and it was reasonable. It wasn't dry. That's what I'm trying to say. But the tranny was maybe about quarter quart low. Not bad. So topped it up with some. Normally I'd use AMS oil. I'm going to change all three holes here in another month, and I didn't want to use just a couple ounces of that, so I just put Sin 3 in it because it'll be fine. It's fine. This is fine. But yeah, so this morning's plan. Yesterday I was trying to cut the front yard and got the lawnmower out. Well, let's back up. About a week ago, I'd taken out the zero turn to kind of cut the front yard, and she died the second I engaged the PTO. Okay, you think, all right, it's a fuel filter, no big deal. Change the fuel filter, no change. I changed fuel filter, started up fine, and then within 5 seconds, died. It'll fire off of ether, but that's it. So this morning I think I get to clean out a carburetor, which is something I've never done before, so pray for me. But that's not the purpose of this video. This video is, I hope, if I'm recording, because my glasses are fogged up, the purpose of this video is kind of Sturgis recap. Last night, I might put a link to it if I remember. The Professional Monkey did a long-ass live stream about their Sturgis recap, so it's like, you know what, I'm going to do mine. So, Sturgis this year, I would say it was, on the old scale of 1 to 10, I would say it's about an 8. It was good. I had fun. There were a couple things I would have liked to do but didn't get to do because of, reasons. But more of that was on me than anything else. I think next year, I think next year though, and I got to check to see how often I'll have the opportunity to do the full length of the rally, because I'm not sure. But the last 2 years I could have stayed the full length, and this year I did. I did not leave. I did not leave South Dakota until, what, Saturday morning? I think, right? Yeah, I left Saturday, got back Sunday. So that was this year. Next year, we're back to more normal. Yeah, they're getting ready. I think they open next week at Coulter's pumpkin farm. But yeah, so next year we're back to where I'll have to leave whatever the Wednesday is, or probably the Wednesday. Ideally the Wednesday. I could hold off and leave Thursday and kind of do like I did this year, just try to make it as far as I can, and then clean it up Friday morning. The only thing is that Friday morning means you're messing with nastier traffic. There's no cushion built in. Should something go wrong, I'm screwed. Because football goes back to, well, I shouldn't say go back. It starts, generally it starts, on or around the 12th. It's normally the scrimmages, somewhere around there. Whatever that Friday is, it's normally about the 12th. This year, it didn't start till the 15th, and that all has to do with when Thanksgiving is, coupled with everything else. But next year, we go back to football, then starts on the second Friday in August, so it'll be like the 14th? Yeah, let's go with that, 14th. And I'll have to look and check out the calendar and see, how often I'll have the ability. Like 23, I needed to be back that Friday, the second Friday of the rally. And the rally that year started on the 4th, right? 23 would have been the 4th, yeah. 23 would have been the 4th. 20, yeah, I don't know. First and second, I know I'm good for the full length. I don't know if the third. I'm not sure about the third. That's the one I'll have to check. So I don't know if it's 2 out of 7 I can stay the full length, or 3 out of 7. But I probably could have come up and grabbed second. That's fine. But what I'm not sure about, but most of the things that I want to do better next year, yet again, assuming I can go, and I'll put in for my PTO as soon as my anniversary rolls around here in another 3 weeks, I think. I think it's 3 weeks. I think it's around the 15th of September, something like that. And my PTO resets, and then I can put in for it then. And more than likely, I think the ship normally starts doing their, if you want to call it pre-sale, their passes go on sale on or about October 1st. On or about October 1st is normally when they go on sale. But I'm leaning next year towards staying at the chip again. No real, I got no real complaints with the Steel Pony. I mean, I didn't have the issues that some people were saying with the nighttime guard or gate worker or whatever you want to call them. I don't know. I don't care. The night asshole. Let's call him that, because from what a lot of people said, that would be a good description of the dude. But I just looking at it and wanting to come in, and well, not so much wanting, more needing to come in, early. The fact I'll have to leave that Wednesday, and at the very least make it back to like Mitchell, like ride for half a day, hook up a trailer, load the bike, and then roll out. try to roll out by about, I don't know, 11 o'clock, noon, whatever, and just at least make it to Mitchell, ideally to Sioux Falls. And I don't even know if we have a scrimmage booked yet for 26. I'm sure we'll have one. It's just where will it be and everything else, and will it be at a school that, if push came to shove, I could just park the RV at and do that and find somewhere around back. Yeah. Like, I'll give you an example. If we have the scrimmage at, say, like, I'm just throwing out Maryville as an example. Maryville. I doubt it'll be at Maryville, but if we did, their parking lot is huge. I could find this. I'm sure I could talk to the athletic director there, and they would arrange somewhere where I could park the trailer, the camper, pretty much next to the school, away from the stadium, and wouldn't be a problem if needed. Same thing's true with a lot of the bigger schools that have large parking lots. Now, other schools, like, let's just say Whiting, for example, they don't have that kind of space around available to accommodate that. And I understand that. Wouldn't be complaining about it. A school like, let's just say, Kankakee Valley, for example, well, what I might just do is say, you know what, I'm just going to go and stay the night at the Love's Truck Stop, not the Love's Truck Stop, at the Love's RV Park one last night. That way when I wake up Saturday morning, I can dump and flush my tanks and and all that stuff. And then go home. No big deal. Like I said, I'm just giving you some schools just pulling them out of my keister. But as for things I need to do better for next year, number one, I got to do better of recording stuff when I'm out and about, when I'm walking around Main Street, when I'm walking around the rally to exit 55, when I'm walking around Keystone, which is something I did not do. I did not stop in Keystone and just kind of explore Main Street. I did not stop at Kill City and explore Main Street. Stopped at Deadwood for a little bit to walk up and down Main Street, but not enough. And I think these are things that next year, when figuring that I'll come in, and yet again, assuming I stay at the chip. Normally the chip opens for the 2-week pass the week before, the Monday before the rally starts, and you can come in that day. And assuming that's the case, that's the day I'll get there. I'll leave out here that Sunday, whatever it is, August the 2nd, I think, and basically just try to cover as many miles I can. Probably end up stopping for the night in Mitchell. If I can make it all the way to Chamberlain, great. The only downside there is that I don't know what there is available that you could just dry camp in a parking lot somewhere at, and I don't really want to overnight at the Dignity statue just because, I'm not a fan of doing that. Mitchell's the last Walmart you have before you get to Rapid. That's kind of why I look at, yeah, that's probably a good option. And on top of it, Mitchell's about 300 miles away from there. Makes it a little over 700 miles from here. As far as for next year, everything is so up in the air with, well, do you do this? Do you do that? Do you just go to Glencoe and have the insanity that's there? Do you go to, kickstands or the throttle? It's like, well, here's the thing. The throttle has been trying to build up like crazy to compete with the chip. Not knocking Michael, whatever the hell his last name is, that owns the throttle. I can't remember. But he's trying to build up that place between the throttle and the Pappy Hoyle to basically be as big, if not bigger, than the chip. Hey, great, go for it. I got no beef. But yeah, I just don't know if that's, I don't know. It's fine. This is fine. But I mean, Disturbed and Hank Jr. were the big acts they had. You look at who the chip had this year. You had ZZ Top. I'm not the biggest fan of this bare-knuckled fighting thing they've been doing the last couple of years. I think they'd be better off just getting even a local MMA card. If there's somebody out of, you know, Sioux Falls or Fargo or Cheyenne or even Denver's not that terribly far away. Denver's 500 miles? 450 miles, something like that. It's not that far. That would just be a better option. You had Gene Simmons was the headliner. Monday, who played Monday? I don't remember who was Monday. Tuesday was Aldine. Wednesday was Nickelback. Thursday, I don't remember. And Friday was Stone Temple Pilots and Hinder. I mean, they were okay, but I mean, those were more the bands I was in high school with. You know, next year, I would expect to see, you know, just none of these are going to be confirmed yet, but Skitter's probably got a good chance of being back. Yeah, like I said, there's a bunch of guys that you can think of that play there a lot and that might be back, might not be back. Travis Tritt may or may not be back. You know, who knows? Who knows? I mean, they'll start putting over the chip will start putting their content up in the next, probably, you know, with their request band list. My guess is probably end of September, beginning of October. But, you know, like I said, the things I need to do better on, I need to do better at recording as I'm walking around. And maybe that would be something that a pair of camera glasses would be better with. Maybe I need to just, you know, record on my phone. I don't know, you know. I almost think like a camera that hooks to my glass frame would probably be the better option. I don't know. But that's kind of what's going on with that. You know, I did have a little bit of a snafu I did tell you guys about last time, where, yeah, I ripped a nice hole in the flooring of my in the garage flooring on my RV because my dumbass forgot that the kickstand was down. I don't think I did any damage to the kickstand. It doesn't seem like it, at least. Oh, who knows? Maybe one of these days I'll come out and see the bike just, yeah, laying on its side because, you know, something happened. I doubt it, though. I mean, they're designed to support the weight of the bike and stuff like that, so I don't think it did anything bad. Alright, here's Menard's carb cleaner and a couple other odds and ends I need. Alright, I'll be back in a minute.
1 hour later.
Alright, so success. I probably should have put a new battery in this because, yeah, I don't know if I got enough to actually get back to the house or not. We'll see. So if I go bye-bye, that's what happened, is the battery went dead. Although I got here and realized my right side cover is starting to come, the screws are backing out a little bit, so yeah, we'll deal with that when I get home. I wasn't going to spend the money, and I don't have my little palm driver that has the bits I need to replace it. This guy's always here. This guy is always here. I don't know why. Well, I know why he's panhandling, but, you know, hey, whatever. But success, I got what I needed. So now I get to go home, grab one of the disposable roasting pans that I can use to catch gas in and everything else, and tear apart a carburetor, which, like I said, is something I've never had to do before. Whatever. It's fine. This is fine. But like I said, I've been back to work now. Sturgis is over, vacation is over. We've got, I'm already counting down on my phone how long until I leave for next year. I got it set for that Sunday at 2 o'clock in the morning, which it'll be something like that. It might not be quite that early, but I know I want to be rolling. I know I want to be through Chicago before 5 o'clock, which means I got to be out of the house by 3. That would get me to La Crosse. Let's say it'll take me 5. Yeah. If I leave here at 3, that should get me to La Crosse about 8:30, thereabouts. And I can always, take a little bit longer of a breakfast break and stop at an actual restaurant for breakfast instead of, what the hell are these guys doing? And we got a douchebag, and somebody who's in a Fox body. Okay, why not? 79 pace. Yeah, more like 79 pacer. But yeah, so for next year, like I said at Sturgis, I think I'm going to go back to the chip. This is not an indictment against Steel Pony. It's a great campground. If you're looking for something that's a little bit more quiet than, then the Hoyle, then the Pappy Hoyle is going to be, then the Knuckle's going to, or not the Knuckle, then the Chip's going to be, then Glencoe's going to be. Yeah, it's a great campground. The pools, the bars in front. It's a great time. Drink is reasonable. I think a pint's going to cost you about $5, $5 or $6. It wasn't terrible. Although I will say this, what is it with everywhere around there, Twisted Tea being such a huge sponsor? I don't get it. Yeah, and I'll say it, I think Mike's Iced Tea was better than Twisted Tea. But, whatever, I don't know. Maybe I'm not supposed to know, I don't know. But, just getting back real quick, I think next year, we'll leave out that, we'll just go over a quick kind of way too early trip planning type stuff, or, plans. We'll leave that Sunday, probably 2:30, 3 o'clock, somewhere in there. The target being to get through Chicago no later than 5 o'clock to be through and past Schaumburg by about 5:30. Well, I should say either past Schaumburg or past Great America by about 5:30. depending on, do I go up 41 or do I go up, you know, you go through Milwaukee and save the $20 or whatever on tolls, or do I go, you know, the shorter way, you know, take 90 out to Rockford, and then, yeah, it's like 15 miles shorter, something like that. It's, you know, it's not significant enough that it matters. And if I left here at, let's say, 3 o'clock, which would be the absolute latest. I did not turn the cruise on because I'm an idiot. If I left here at 3, I should be in Milwaukee by about 5:30, 6 o'clock. And then it's a little over an hour and 15, hour and a half to Madison. So I'd be in Madison by probably about 7:30. My guess is, and from Madison, you're 2 hours to, yeah, so I should be, even leaving at like 3 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock, I'm still in La Crosse by about 9. I don't know. But as for potential ideas for things that I'm going to do next year that I did not do this year, coming out there that early, I might do the day and go out to Bighorn. I don't know. So I've done the Badlands the last 2 days, and don't get me wrong, the Badlands is really a good day ride. In fact, I would argue, I think the best day to do the Badlands is that Monday, or is that Friday rather, when everybody's getting into town. You're doing the Badlands, yeah, you're taking 90 out, but then you're coming back via Highway 44, or even like I did this year going through Wounded Knee, you come back on Highway 18, so you're way south of the mess. I would definitely recommend, if you go to the Badlands, you need to go to Wounded Knee as well. It's not that big of a detour. It's like maybe, what, a 40-mile detour south? Something like that. And you go into Nebraska if you want to, because there's, you know, you're not that far from being in Nebraska. Other things that I definitely probably going to, well, I shouldn't say definitely, I'm probably going to do next year that I didn't do this year. I'm definitely going to try to spend at least one night downtown. Find a night where there's a concert or something going on at the Chip, assuming I stay at the Chip, that I don't give two you-know-what's about. Take the bus downtown and go get good and liquored up, find a concert or something down there and go from there. So many of the bars downtown have good live music. Yeah, it was a good time. I got no complaints. Although, you know, I commented in there, the cheap Polak in me wasn't going to, and Mrs. Monkey trying to pronounce the word Polak. I'm sure Mr. Monkey knows the word Polak, being from Missouri. I mean, he's probably seen enough of them around St. Louis, but I mean, yeah, that is that's a term that we use up here a lot, because there are so many Polish people up there. other things I'm definitely going to do, I'm probably going to try to spend an evening. I'll probably go to Glencoe one night, do the 8-hour thing, and just kind of embrace the insanity that is Glencoe. But yeah, so everything all things considered, I'm 90% sure, assuming that I don't end up getting you know, either fired or something. Why? What's the point of those damn? You can't balance. You've got, you know, yeah, I don't get it. Those damn three-wheeled whatevers. I think they're stupid. I never understood why you would get one of them stupid things. I'm like, as long as I don't get fired or something, there's like probably a 90% chance that I go back to Sturgis next year, which is good. I enjoy the hell out of it. I really hope we can get my uncle there next year, because I think he'd have a flippin' blast. Because he's kind of the same kind of asshole I am. Either that, or I gotta find like a group of guys from like this area or something like that to just, or you know, from wherever really, to just kind of hook up with. Whoa, I got the floorboard. A little too much lean there. I got the floorboard. That's why you get chicken strips, is you got floorboards. I do love this bike. You know what? Until she dies, I don't know if I'm ever going to get rid of it. It's paid off. It does me good. I got it set up just about how I want it now. We got the new fairing on it, so hopefully that thing don't crack for a while. Taking 2 weeks next year, that means I won't be able to take a long trip with the bike, but you know, maybe we do like take 3 days off of work, and I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, next year with football the way it is and stuff, I can't really do too much craziness because, yeah. But I've got, what, one more year? I think next year's my last year of only having the 3 weeks, and then the year after that I go to 4. At which point, then yes, I can take 2 weeks off for Sturgis and take a week off for a bike trip. Yay! And I already think I know what the plan is too. I think the plan's going to be to basically run US 2 the whole way out and come back. I don't know how US 2 out that way. Maybe even go up to there and go over to Mighty Mac and then go up US 2 and go through Duluth and then stay way up north, almost to the border. Wow. Alright, almost home. See you next time. Be safe. Shiny side, greasy side. Later.